Today we're going to be going through a off-season workout video. I will be showing a lot of progressions as it results, a lot of things that I will personally be doing over the summer. And I would like to be on a journey or in this process with you to get stronger. I have a lot of inefficiencies and imbalances, and this workout should help to improve in certain areas. I know that for a lot of us out there, over the summer, we don't really have a lot to do, we don't have much to do, and it's actually advisable that you don't really try to train too much. So let's say that you just finished the season, correct? You don't necessarily want to jump right back into practice because that's not a very good idea. So keep that in mind when I'm discussing this particular video, because it's nothing that's supposed to be too intense. You want to still enjoy the summer, but still be able to work on certain things that you might need to work on. So for me, I have three main areas of importance that I will be working on, and I will also be uploading videos showing my progression as we go through the summer. So this cycle is from June 17 to August 17. So essentially a 2-month cycle, and it's not supposed to be too hard. It's supposed to be something that you could get done in 30, 35, 40 minutes each day. So on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I will be doing three different things. So the first would be, or three different exercises. So the first one would be pull-ups. Pull-ups as it's a weak point for me, so it's an area that I've decided to focus on, and an area that I think a lot of us should focus on. And pull-ups meaning, in the calisthenic way, body weight movement, nothing more. And then the second exercise would be push-ups. We want to get to a point where we can put our arms to the side and be able to lift our legs and our whole body as we're doing a push-up. It's a calisthenic approach, and I think it really works wonders, but you have to be sure to engage your core, which is something that I'm also very weak in, but something that athletes definitely need. And that will lead me into my third exercise, which is really posterior pelvic tilt exercises. And we'll have a progression for PPT exercises as well. So this will help to strengthen your core. And this is a problem that a lot of track and field athletes have in general. Because of the way that we run, we are mostly anteriorly tilted, and that causes hamstring injuries, a lot of injuries that, it's really detrimental to us. So having a posterior pelvic tilt will definitely help us to get over that barrier. I personally am very anteriorly tilted, and I am super prone to injuries. Working on your posterior pelvic tilt will strengthen your core, your hip flexors, and all of those muscles that are needed to ensure that you can run efficiently, you can run properly, and most importantly, you can run effectively and increase your times and increase your performance on the track. So that's for Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. So it's pull-ups, push-ups, and then the PPT exercises. Then on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, we'll do runs. And we're short sprinters, or in some other cases, we're long sprinters. So we typically don't do more than 3 miles, and sometimes we don't even do a 3-mile run. Like, I remember, I think it was my sophomore year, that was the only year in college that I ever actually did any run whatsoever. But I feel it's very important to me because I believe that in that year, that's when I ran my fastest 400 time. And I think it's very important for me going into the next season. I think that overall fitness will help us as sprinters. So, I'm more of a lanky type of sprinter. So I think it would also help me in that regard. So I will start with 1 mile, then 2 miles, 3 miles, depending on the time. When I feel it's, I've done a good time and I feel good, I'll progress to 1 mile, to 2 miles, 3 miles, and I want to go all the way up to 6 miles. Now, of course, the studies are out there that suggest that, if you're going for too long of a distance, you're starting to work more on your aerobic capacity. You're going to start developing more slow twitch fibers than fast twitch fibers. According to the latest study that I've actually done and looked at, I think it was a scholarly article. I'm not sure who wrote the article, but in that article it said that that's not entirely true. That a lot of us, when we're in a state like the average person, you will have some fast twitch, you'll have some slow twitch, you'll have a lot of hybrid. So what happens is that when you run for long distances, you tend to develop those slow twitch fibers from the hybrid. And similarly, if you run short distances, a lot of speed explosive, then you get more fast twitch fibers. The thing at the end of the research, it suggested that whatever you're doing, that's the fiber that is going to be developed. So you could be running long distances today, you develop slow twitch today, and tomorrow you run fast and you develop fast twitch fibers. Like, it doesn't, just because you run slow today does not mean that you can't run fast tomorrow, or that you lose your ability to develop fast twitch fibers. So, I mean, the research is always ongoing and changing, but I believe that personally, I will try to go up to 6 miles just because, I want to feel what it's like. I've never ran 6 miles in my life. I've never even ran 4 miles. So I think it's something that would be quite an experience for me. But if you guys don't want to do that, then going from 1 mile to 3 miles is totally perfect. It's totally fine. I personally don't see any problems with going from 1 mile and then staying to 3 miles. I just figured that I should push myself to 6 miles. And I think also what happens with running these longer runs is that when we have, let's say, 3 200s or 6 200s, you can actually pace yourself, and you can actually finish the workout feeling refreshed, because that's still 6 2s 1200 meters. You're still doing a lot of running. So if you run like 3 miles like every week or so, then I think it can help to keep you fit so that your recovery times are less. So I'll stop talking. We can start looking at these videos, and yeah, thank you guys. Stay tuned.
So we'll start off with the pull-ups, and it's recommended to do at least 3 sets of 10 reps. That's what we want to get at. But of course, you can start from, let's say, 3 sets of 4, 3 sets of 5 until you get your way up to 3 sets of 10. I plan to get up to 3 sets of 10 eventually, but if you find the chin-ups to be easier, then do the chin-ups. Do the chin-ups before you do the pull-ups if you have a problem with doing the pull-ups. In my opinion, the chin-ups are easier because you get to use your biceps. So that's an advantage of doing the chin-ups. So do the chin-ups if you're not able to progress to the pull-ups just yet. This is also an exercise that you can use to get your strength in the chin-ups without actually doing it. That's a chin-up and hold. And then this is just swinging on the pull-up bar. It enhances your grip. It helps your grip so that you'll be better able to perform both pull-up and chin-up exercises. So now we're going to get into push-ups, and as I said previously, you want to try to get your arms to at the middle of your body and then try to lift up your whole body. Now, as you can see, I can't quite do that exercise, and as a result, I will move my hands forward and do a push-up that way. So eventually we want to get the arms in the middle of the body so that we can lift up both our legs. We can lift up our legs, we can lift up our entire body, but of course that requires a stronger core. And this is a modified, this is slightly easier than what I've just done a while ago. and then we'll progress into something that is even easier, which is almost a regular push-up. And then we'll progress into something even easier version of the push-up. And then we'll progress into something that everybody should be able to do. So if you're not able to do a regular push-up, then this is what you should do until you can get into a regular push-up position. And it's 3 sets of 10 with these exercises as well. And I'm sure you guys will be able to get to that level when you need to. So it's a progression. Now this is posterior pelvic tilt breathing exercise. So essentially what you would want to do is tighten your core, so tighten your abs as if you're about to get punched by somebody. So, tense it, tighten the abs and slightly lift your hips or your butt, your hips really, off the floor, and then breathe in and breathe out, trying to find the contractions in your transverse abdominis. So you would try to touch your sides to see the contraction that's happening within your abs. And this is essential for core strength, because in a lot of cases we only work on the external abs, the abs towards the front, but no attention is paid to the abs beneath those, which are actually more important in terms of sprinting, in terms of stability. So once we've done that, I decided to start the first progression of the PPT or posterior pelvic tilt exercises. So with this, you want to, be in this position, and you'll notice that your lower back is off the floor. So before you start, you want to tense your abs. So you ensure that there's no space in between the floor and your lower back. And then you keep it tense and you hold that position for around 10 seconds. So that's the first set. It's very hard to show these exercises because sometimes it's minute changes in the body. But when your body relaxes, your lower back will get up again. So you'll have to tense your abs, just like that. There's no space. And then you hold for 10 seconds. You try to breathe normally so that this becomes something that is more natural to you. So this is the second set, and I'll be doing 3 sets. So I relax again. The lower back is probably going to jump up again, as is noted. So we'll have to tense the abs once more, just like that. There's no space, and then we do our last rep of 10-second holds. So, this kind of concludes the workout. And this is something that I will be doing throughout the summer, and I would like to do with you guys and show you guys a progression. So like this, if you feel you should like it, comment, and please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys.